What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Deconstructing Topic Podcast. How we doing today? My name is David, and I'm your host of this wonderful, beautiful podcast. How we all doing? Woo! Let me just tell you out there, it's a little difficult to try to make as much podcasts as I can, and I salute to those people who have dedicated their craft, their time to make podcasts, regardless of what it is. But let me tell you something, it does take time. And unfortunately, I know that I've said that to my beautiful family, that I'm going to try to do as much content as I can to touch a little bit of everything. But life happens, especially if I still have a little regular, beautiful job, quote unquote 9 to 5. So, but we here just talking a little bit of all. I think we have amidst a lot of things. If you already know, to hit the like, comment, share. Because Deconstructing Topic Podcast, we talking about a little bit of everything. And just, hey, I'm a mentor by now. So listen to me. I'm the mentor now. Woo, let's go. But anyways, I appreciate everybody, the support. My video debut have surpassed over, I believe, 350 views. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. But I definitely got to make another one just to follow up. It was a long weekend for me. There's so much going on in the news. We got the presidential elections over here. We got riots in the UK, United Kingdom. We have something going on in Sudan, in Africa. We got something going on in Argentina. Not Argentina. Yeah, Argentina, South America. We got a lot of things to touch bases. We got TV shows that are great. We got TV shows that are not good. We got movies that are great. We got movies that suck entirely. We trying to do a little bit of everything here. But finally, and one of the things that I've learned when I started doing this podcast and in the last couple of months, especially this year, is some of the I started listening to Master Young Chi Hugh. I think I'm butchering his name. I apologize. But one of the things that he have mentioned, and one of the teachings to become a better person, is to have the word rain, which is rain, R-A-I-N, and that's R for recognize, A for acknowledge, I for investigate, and N, I think it's like non-report or something to that effect, non-responsive. But I like to take the R-A-I, and this past weekend, I finally, after 3 years, I finally was able to address one of my dark side, and basically I have recognized, and unfortunately, that how can I say it to you though? One of the people I came across a family very endearing to me for years, for a long time, even pre-COVID. And, there's a couple of artists there and we was able to kind of help each other out in a way. But, sometimes I be honest with you, I felt like that family scammed me. And I hate to use the word scam in this situation, but that's why I felt, and always felt like that for quite a while. And, I've been holding on, and I reached out to a couple of people and I told them, yo, that's messed up. You guys scam me. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be artists here. We're supposed to open a little thing going on here. And hopefully maybe down the line, I will make a podcast on calling these people out, unfortunately. But, one of the things that I always told people is that you got to recognize, you have to acknowledge, and you have to investigate. And it took me a while. I kind of recognized what was the issue and it was bothering me, especially if creatively you're not in the same page and you kind of feel like ever since you did a little bit more to that person and to those individuals, the less they reacted to you, you kind of say, I think these people scam me for my time, or whatever the case might be. So I had to acknowledge what happened in that situation. And I finally, over the weekend, I decided, you know what? Let me just get something off my chest because it's been bothering me. And it's interesting because we as humans have found us in a way where we always going to have certain things and we tend not to kind of leave it back in the mind and it's bothering you and you just say it like, wow, just say it. And sometimes we have to recognize and acknowledge what it is that's bothering us. We got to investigate and ask those questions. That's what that individual was saying. And that's what happened to me. And basically, I want people to understand is that one of the things that I'm always going to be talking about is that in order for me to become the best version of myself, I have to address certain dark clouds in my life. And boy, I mean, it took a toll on me. I'll be honest with you. And I know that for those people that are listening out there, I know we all got issues. We all have some type of dark cloud that's hanging over our head. And all I'm going to tell you is address it. Address it. If you don't have the energy to address it, then you know what? It's that time to do an escape and choose. Because in order to enter new things in your life, you must get rid of the old. And for me, I think this situation and what happened to me is that I kind of finally said to myself, you know what? Let me just tell you how I feel. And I reach out to those individuals and basically, yeah, it ain't over. It ain't over. That's for sure. I see that they try to reach out to me, but, I said to myself, because I spend so much energy, to be honest with you, on just me letting go what exactly it is that's happening. I said to myself, you know what? Hold on. Let me take a little pause here. Just a little pause because great things are about to happen. And as I do, and I'm recording this podcast, there's some legendary things that's about to happen, and we make it happen. That's for sure. One of the things the other day, I was on the YouTube, and when I'm on the YouTube, I came across this. There was a TV show that I grew up in the 90s called Saved by the Bell. For those people out there who either my age or a 90s baby or whatever, Saved by the Bell. It's all right because you Saved by the Bell. I mean, for some reason, that was an endearing show. And there's a lot of characters that came in that show that people still remember as if it was yesterday. The characters like Zach Morris, Jesse, AC Slater, played by Mario Lopez. I mean, it's a characters that you just always remember. And I love that show. And it was a Saturday morning show, I think 11 o'clock in the morning after cartoons or whatnot. And I'm, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old watching that show. I loved it. Because you kind of like, I'm from the city. I'm from the Bronx. So you kind of say, oh, imagine going to like that school, high school with, cool kids or whatever the case might be, But it hit me how much sometimes, and I hear this thing, nostalgia. And one of the things that I would love to kind of talk is about some, I think I did mention some couple of TV shows there. I made a podcast about some movies, TV show, but I want to touch bases on 80s nostalgia, 90s, and how much we have become addicted to it that we can't let go. It's funny how life is, because sometimes in order to better ourselves, the smart thing would be, to kind of like forget the past or, just put the past away and then focus on the future. But, apparently when it comes to nostalgia, it seems that we love to go to the past because, hey, listen, there was a great stuff back in the 80s and 90s growing up. And I think maybe the 90s was probably the last best decade. Somewhere in the 2000s, things started changing a little bit. You know what I mean? They started changing a little bit, but that's what's going on with that situation. So we're going to touch bases on nostalgia and how much we are addicted to it. That's for sure. The United States presidential elections are a couple of months away, and the big two front runners are Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Donald Trump for the Republican and Kamala Harris for the Democratic Party. And obviously we got Jill Stein, which is running under the Green Party, independent. Robert Kennedy Jr., Cornel West. So I'm going to touch another podcast on the different candidates so you could get to know familiar. I'm one that sees, when it comes to the U.S. presidential elections, I want to see things that there's more than just two parties out there. And I tell people, if you have the itch to vote for whatever reason and you don't know who to vote, I say this much. Go out there and write your name in. Because at the end of the day, you're writing yourself in. It's like, okay, vote for the person that you could trust the most. Vote for the person who's not the less of you. Vote for the person that you could think that's going to make changes in your life. And I say to myself, why not put myself and put my name in the ballot? I'm just saying. But we're going to get to a couple of candidates. I know I reached out to a couple of independent candidates to see if they could make it to my podcast, but so much going on. And, my understanding that like some of these small independent candidates, they might kind of would need a little bit of love there when it comes to donations and money. And, they might probably require some certain fee or something to that effect. I'm just thinking out here. So that's what's going on with that situation. But hey, let's see what happens. Do love to do a lot of host. Once again, I started doing my video thing last couple of weeks ago, so I'm excited about that. I appreciate all the love that people have shown me. It's over 350 views. Keep them coming. Please share and subscribe, because I'm telling you, we are listening and we are seeing something historic. And I want people, and I always tell people, we are building mentors. This is like a workshop for mentors, where we are here to make other people better. Because that's what mentoring do. So we're here to mentor, and we're going to build a workshop called Deconstructing Topic Mentors. Woo! Let's get it. So that's what's going on with that situation. There's a situation with the Olympics, the boxer from Algeria who won. Listen, I know there are a lot of people who reach out to me. What you think about, quote unquote, a man who's identified as a woman, or who feels like a woman fighting against other women? I think, look, my thing is, I'm a little of the conservative mindset that yes, a man is a man, a woman is a woman, physically. But look, my thing is this: it's the Olympics. That's one. It's a private organization who happen to host these countries and compete in basically venues where you make money. In other words, the Olympics is all about corporations, and it's all about making money. Yes, there is gold. Yes, there is something to compete. Yes, there is athletes. There's real competition. Sure, whatever the case might be. But that it is what it is when it comes to those things. And hey, she won the gold medal, Amin Kaif. Hey, by all means. And that's another topic that people do want me to kind of say, talk about when it comes to the gender identity, pronouns, all that stuff. And I'm one to say, it is what it is in this world. If a private company, or let's say a video game company, which I like, wants to have 3,000 different identity that you identify yourself as, and the last two is a female and a male, or whatever it is, a man or woman, if that's the last option that you have, and there's all other options there, hey, all I'm saying is that when you're a private company and you want to pander, whatever it is you want to do, I can't knock it. Unfortunately, I can't knock it, because that's what private companies do. And that's another conversation about corporate personhood, how private corporations are considered another person. So basically their opinion is their opinion. Whatever floats their boat. That's my situation. It's definitely going to be a little bit going to be an interesting topic, that's for sure. I'm going to hopefully make my rounds again in the video spectrum, hopefully soon. I got a couple of birthdays, a couple of things, a couple of networking. So to do the little video, I do these things mostly on the weekends. And when I get a chance, hopefully I could interject some on the night when I could get home. So let's see. But for the most part, I do a lot of content on the weekend when it comes to the video, because that's the time that I have to do my content. If you are someone who's out there creating content and all that good stuff, let's share some ideas and whatever the case. This dark cloud that was hanging over my head, maybe it was time for me to finally, and that was step one, because I got to think with destiny, especially Thanksgiving. My focus is that I want to spend time with that family for Thanksgiving. Kind of been putting some thoughts into it. Thanksgiving's around the corner here in the United States, sometime in the third week of November, because I like to kind of my thing is this: if you're going to be talking, if you're going to share ideas, whatever it is, and if you scam somebody, you mislead them, it's like, yo, let's sit down. What was all that about? What was all that about? Because one of the things that in the universe, if the universe played you as a fool before, it's going to continue to play you as a fool. But that's what's going on. My little 2 cents, just keeping you updated with what's going on, what's upcoming. Football season, it's around the corner. The real football season, we got exhibition going on, American football. We'll be touching a couple of what football has meant to me and so on. So we making it happen. Let's go. Much love out there to my Deconstructing Topic family. Once again, hit that like, subscribe, share. We got a little bit of everything because going forward, this is like that mentorship workshop. You want to become a mentor? You want to be a leader? Then hit me up. Let's talk. Let's make it happen. All righty. I'm out. Peace. I'm out.